All right, this is where the rubber meets the road, friends. We've got 4 problems of each multiplication and division. You can't use a calculator. So let's strap in and get her going. First one, 45.6 times 2.3. We are just going to go ahead and ignore the decimals for the time being. 3 times 16 is 18. Here's my 8. Here's my teen. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12, plus that guy makes 13. Now, I have to put a 0 down because I'm multiplying from the 10 spot. Cross these guys off so I don't get confused. 2 times 6 is 12. And here's the 1. Here's the 10 from the 12. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus that one guy is 11. Here's the 1. Here's the 10 for the 11. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Add these guys up. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 9 is 10. So we've got 2 decimals here, 1 here, and 1 here. So I have to put those decimals back in on the bottom. 1, 2, and that is 104.88. Okay, we'll just go ahead and do all the multiplication ones. 15.9 times 0.24. 4 times 9 is 36. Here's my 6, and here's my 30. 4 times 5 is 20, and these 3 guys make 23. So there's the 3, and there's the 20. 4 times 1 is 4, plus those guys are 6. Go ahead and cross these guys off. Now we're going to go over here, and we're going to multiply from the 10 spot. Put that 0 down. Remember, we're just ignoring the decimals. Just regular multiplication at this point. 2 times 9 is 18. There's the 8, and here's the teen. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Here's the 1, here's the 10. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Add these guys up. We've got 6. This is going to be 11, so there's the 1, and here's the 10 from the 11. This is 6, 7, 8. 3816, and we've got 1 decimal here, 1, 2 decimals. Do that again in red so you can see it. So here's 1, 2, I got 3 decimal places. So I start at the end of the number, put them back in. I backed them out, now I'll put it right back in. So this answer is 3.816. This is 104.88. All right, let's keep rolling. This is kind of a weird one. 0.99 times 11.3. Put the bigger number up on top, 11.3, the one with the most digits. This one is 0.99. Start off with 3 times 9. That's 27. Here's the 7. Here's the 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus these 2 are 11. So here's 1, and here's the other one. 9 times 1 is 10, plus that. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So I got 1017. Okay. Double check this again because I'm running or do another 9 again, but I'll put down the 0. These should all be the exact same thing, so I can double check my first line. 9 times 3 is 27. Here's the 7. Here's the 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Here's the 1. Here's the 11. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So you have 1017 and 1017 there. Add those bad boys together. 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1. So we've got a lot of 1s here. We've got 1 decimal spot, 2, 3 decimal spots. So let's put them back in. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we have 11.187. And we are 3 for 3. Okay, last one. 5.55 times 0.44. So we're going to have 4 decimals in the answer. You can already see that by all those decimal spaces. All right, here I'm back. So we'll start down here again. 4 times 5 is 20. Here's the 0, and here's the 2 for 20. 4 times 5 is 20, plus those 2 make 22. Here's the 2, and here's the 20. 5 times 4 is 20, plus that is 22. Alrighty, so go ahead and 0 down. Now we're over here. Should be the same thing again. 4 times 5 is 20. Put a 0 down, put up the 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus these guys make 22. Here's the 2, and here's the 20 again. 4 times 5 is 20, plus that is 22. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 2 is 1, 2, 3, and everything is just one digit off because we put that placeholder down. Add these guys up. We've got 0, 2, 4, 4, 2. How many decimals? 1, 2, 3, 4. Take the decimals out, put them right back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.4420. We can shorten that because we can drop this trailing 0 to just 2.442. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do the division. 72.9 divided by 0.03. Well, this is the number we have to be concerned with. So I'm going to set this one up. First of all, this is 0.03, and we're going to divide it by 72.9. Make that line a little longer. We cannot have a decimal in this divisor, so I'm going to move it 2 places, which means I'm really multiplying by 100. So I have to do the same thing here. And when I move it, I need to add that placeholder. So really, I've got this new problem here, which is 7,290 divided by just 3. Well, this is actually pretty simple division, isn't it? Not that big of a deal. 3 goes into 7 2 times. That's 6. I can subtract out, and I've got 1 remainder. 3 doesn't go into 1, so I bring down the 2. 3 will go into the 12 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. I can take and subtract that. I've got 0. 3 doesn't go into 0, but I can bring the 9 down. 3 goes into 9 3 times. Okay, so I'm going to bring that 9 down. So 3 does go into 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9. Again, I can subtract that out, and I've got 0. All right, so 3 doesn't go into that 0, but I can bring down another 0. Now I have to think about this. How many times does 3 go into 0? It goes in there 0 times. Now, oftentimes kids will forget to put this 0 in. I'm even going to put it in red to show you what I'm talking about. They think the answer is 243, but 3 times 243 is nowhere near 7,290. So when you bring that 0 down at the end, if 3 doesn't fit into it, you put the 0 up. Otherwise, you end up with a blank spot in your quotient here. So 2,430 is the correct answer to that one. Okay, let's do this next one here. This time I'm going to do it right here. I've got to move this decimal 2 times. So I'll move this one 2 times. So my answer, my new problem is going to be 89.4. And I'm dividing that by 25. Kids, I think, are still struggling just a little bit with this, so let me set it up the other way. This is 0.25. This is 0.894. This was the original problem, so I'm just going to multiply this side by 100, and I got 25. I'm going to multiply this side by 100. I've got 89.4. Okay, so I'll just work on this one here. Does 25 fit into 8? No, it doesn't. Does it fit into 89? It does fit in there 3 times. This is 75. 3 times 25 is 75. So I can subtract that out. 9 minus 5 is 4. 8 minus 7 is 1. So I'm down to 14. Slide up here so you can see better. All right. 25 doesn't go into 14. So I can bring that 4 down. Notice I put my decimal up. Let's see, how many times does 25 go into 144? Well, 5 quarters is $1.25, so I'm going to say 5. That's 125. I can subtract out here. I've got to borrow, so I got 14 minus 5. That's 9. This is now 3. I've got 3 minus 2, which is 1. Now 25 doesn't go into 19. A lot of kids want to say it's 3.5 the remainder of 19, but when we divide by decimals, we just keep going. We can bring down a 0. And now, how many times will 25 go into 190? Well, 8 quarters is $2, so it must be 7 quarters would be $1.75 or 175. I can subtract out here. 10 minus 5 is 5. Now I've got 8 here. 8 minus 7 is 15, or 1, and you got a total of 15 left over. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm going to bring down one more 0. And how many quarters will go into 150? Well, 6 quarters is $1.50, so 6 times 25 will be 150, and we can zero that out. Now remember, I can go back and check this by taking 25 times 3.576, and that would work too. All right, keep rolling here. This one here, we got 4.5, so that's going to become 45. Okay, and then I've got to move this one too. That one's going to become 1305, or 1,305. All I did was multiply both sides by 10. Okay, 45 doesn't go into 1. 45 doesn't go into 13. 45 goes into 130. Here's where we got to start thinking about this. Well, 2 of them would be 90. So I'm thinking it's 3 times. So let's just multiply off to the side here. 3 times 45. 3 times 5 is 15. Here's the 5 and here's the teen. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 135. Did that work? Let's try that one more time. 3 times 5 is 15. Here's the 5 and the 1. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1. I got 135. It's too big, isn't it? All right, so we'll have to do 2. Well, 2 of them is going to be 90, so I can just put that in. 2 and 90. I can subtract that out. 0 minus 0 is 0. 13 minus 9 is 4. 40. Not quite big enough. So I can bring down the 5. Say, well, how many times is it going to go into 405? Well, let's think about this. 10 times 45 would equal 450. So I'm betting 9 times 45 is going to be 405 because we've just subtracted. But I'll double check it. 9 times 45. 9 times 5 is 45. Here's the 5 and here's the 40. 9 times 4 is 36. Plus 4 is 405. So I got that. So it's going to go in there 9 times. It's 405. And I subtract and it's 0. Now I know kids are just going to start to panic. There's no decimal. There's no decimal in the answer. Well, actually there is. The decimal is right here at the end of the number. And that's where it was in the quotient. Let's look at these other problems. See this one here? The decimal in the dividend was right here. And so the answer in the quotient is there. So the answer, the decimal down here is at the end of the dividend. So it's right there. They appear right above each other. And this one here was the same thing. Kids say there's no decimal. Well, the decimal is at the end of the number. If it's not present, if it's not written, it's at the end of the number. Because we could take the number 123. It doesn't have a decimal. But I can put a decimal in it if I want. Maybe add a couple of zeros on there, make it look like $123. Right? Okay. All right, now one left. Let's keep rolling. We're almost there. 875 divided by 0.5. Okay, I'm going to multiply this side by 10 and this side by 10. Now this is weird. 875, when I move that decimal once, I have to put in a placeholder. So actually what I have here is 8,750, and this is just 5. I'm going to set that one more time down here just so that you make sure you understand how I got that. So we have 875 divided by 0.5. Okay, that's the same as 0.5 on the outside and 875 on the inside. If I move this one, I have to move this one. I have to put a placeholder in. Okay, let's go back up. Let's go back up here and I'll finish that problem off. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so this one here, does 5 go into 8? Yeah, it does go in there one time. 5, 8 minus 5 is 3. 5 does not go into 3, so I'll bring the 7 down. 5 goes into 37, goes in there 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35. I can subtract, and I've got 2. Bring down the 5. I've got 25. Okay, does 5 go into 25? Yes, it goes in there 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract it out, and I've got 0. And again, this is that situation where kids think they're done with the answer, but they're not. You've got to bring that 0 down. Does 5 go into 0? How many times? It goes in there 0 times. So you've got 1750. All right, thanks for listening. And again, let's just see if our answer makes sense. If we took 5 times 175, would that be anywhere near 8,750? No, but I could take 5 times 1750 and I'd be there. For you doubters, I'll do it quick. Five times 1750. Bam. You can't quite see it there again. All right, thanks a lot for listening. Good luck on the test.